Hello, this is Dwayne again. I've got to do a correction to our aFe MagnaForce Stage 2 install. Apparently, when we first received the intake itself, the instructions were in black and white and they weren't very clear. aFe has since updated their instructions, and a couple of our readers have shown that I actually installed the vent tube in the wrong place. I was at the Ford Performance Racing School last week when Alex sent me an email and said that, hey, another one of our subscribers said that we put this in the wrong place. So I quickly researched it, found the updated instructions, and literally within 20 minutes in the parking lot of the Ford Performance Racing School, I corrected the mistake that we had made in the previous video. So I'm going to show you how to go ahead and correct that mistake very easily, and like I said, it should not take more than 20 minutes. Okay, you're going to have to pardon the wind noise. I'm going to try to speak above it, but all I did is I basically removed en masse the entire top portion of the two intake tubes from the filter housing and the inlet tubes. Of course, I removed the sensor, it unscrewed. I only used a screwdriver, an 8mm socket, a small extension, and a 1/4-inch drive ratchet. The next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove all of these hoses and connections and move them out of the way. It's very, very easy. That way I'll be able to show you the exact placement of where you can see where our mistake was. I'll also show you how easy it is to remove the vent tube from the location that we originally placed it. You can reach inside the driver's side inlet tube. You'll feel it. All you have to do is just push it up. Okay, on the air filter housing itself, I kept the filters in place, but what I did is I tightened down the band so that they will not fall completely in there. If they fall in there, it's no problem. You can grab them, pull them back out. It's not real tough or difficult. But as you can see, I removed all of the fittings. Okay? Now, you can see down in there, that is the vent tube, the original location that we put the, during the install where we had placed it. That is the wrong location. Because farther down, you'll see that hose with the gray clip. You don't have to pull that out real tough or real hard or anything else like that. All you have to do is just slightly pull back on that little tab and pull straight out, and it should come out. Okay, as you see, I have removed that hose and that fitting. Like I said, all you have to do is just gently pull back on this tab a little bit, and you might have to turn it and twist it a little bit while you're pulling it out. Just be careful, don't overbend that tab, because it will stretch a little bit and it might be harder to get to seat back in place and stay seated. So that is the actual location. This was the original location where we installed the vent tube at first. We are going to then place it there. Remember, the slash mark goes towards the turbo. I want to show you a quick little thing that I did so I can make sure that the slash mark is lined up correctly. You're gonna have to excuse the wind. We are in Oklahoma, so. But what I did is I took some magic marker, and there is a rib molded into that vent tube right there. And I took a magic marker and pretty much made a line so I could see once I put the vent tube inside the vent tube placement, I could actually make sure that it stays aligned, and it is aligned where it's supposed to be. That's just a quick little tech tip. Okay, I left the vent tube protruding out just a little bit so you can see how that works with the black line, and the turbo is down inside there, and it is lined up like it is supposed to be. So we'll go ahead and reconnect everything, obviously pushing the vent tube back down into place where it's supposed to be, and we'll complete the install. Okay, you can see that the vent tube, PVC side, hose and coupler is back into place. It snapped back into place just perfect, no problems. Now as I pull out, I'm going to go ahead and reconnect all the fittings, and I'll be done. All right, everything's all put back into place and snapped back. All of the clips are pushed into place. Everything's all nice and buttoned up. Now all I'm going to do is replace the top intake tubes into the original locations, the filter housing, and the turbo inlet tubes, passenger and driver side, and this will be completed. Okay, that's it. It's all installed, tightened back up. All the connectors are back in place. The map sensor is put back in place. Special note, don't forget, anytime that you're dealing with these components, since we did not unplug it, I did not disconnect the negative battery cable. But remember, if you're going to disconnect any of your components from the electrical connections, do disconnect the battery cable, negative battery cable, before you do that.